Hi there, welcome to the Sharp. My name's James Whittaker. I'm joined by James Savage, equipment editor of National Club Golf and Magazine, and we are looking at the Wilson D300 range today.
Absolutely. Yeah, Wilson, you know what type of club it's going to be by the letter in front. They brought out this system a few years ago where it was D for distance, C for control, F for feel, going up in, from your sort of super game improvement with your D, mid-handicapper for your C, and then better players with your F. Yeah. So straight away, this is their super game improvement range. This follows on from the D200 driver, which was all about being really light and easy to use. They use this technology called super light, really aimed at your sort of slower swingers who want to try and get a little bit more club head speed. Main new technology then with the Wilson D300 driver. Now, what Wilson are calling it are micro Vortex generators. I'm going to call them go faster humps because that's kind of what they are. You could say that, like tyre tracks. It's something a bit different. We've seen it in other drivers before. We've seen it with Ping sort of turbulator technology. Yeah. We've seen it with Callaway on their new sort of Speed Step Crown. It's all about trying to be more aerodynamic. Yeah. Trying to get you a little bit more club head speed. So,
are they giving us any, facts, data?
No, they've not specifically said it's going to, add X amount of club head speed, because I think it's just different for everyone really. But obviously what they are saying is it's more aerodynamic. It's going to go through the air a little bit quicker. And obviously for a club of this type, game improvement driver, super light technology. It's for people who don't have fast swing speeds, and it's just to try and give them a little bit extra. Yeah, take away drag, exactly that. So that's the driver. It's a nice big sort of confidence-inspiring head. This has got a very light regular shafting. So that's the D300 driver. Again, the lightness of it, they've dragged that weight low to try and promote that high launch as well, because it's to help people who want to maybe hit it a little bit higher. It's got a range of different settings on the hosel. You can actually adjust it from 8 degrees to 14 degrees. Which is a lot. And it's got 3 draw settings as well.
Right. And is it like half a degree of?
Yes. Yeah. Between each. Between each sort of turn is half degree of loft. So there's loads of adjustability on there. This is a 10.5 degree head. I could say three different draw settings as you go. So what Wilson is saying as well is that for an adjustable driver, they're still saying that this is still got loads of forgiveness, high MOI, which you will hear often people say sometimes that with adjustable drivers that forgiveness and MOI can drop down. But Wilson aren't saying that's the case with this driver. They're still saying it's going to be super forgiving on that. So D300 driver. D300 irons. Now these are pretty interesting to me, because the C200 irons last year introduced some new technology which was based around these what Wilson called power holes, which go around the face, and what they basically allow to do is they actually reduce the contact points of this thin face with the actual body. So what that's going to do is going to allow it to flex a little bit more. Yeah. Again, it's about helping players who want to get a little bit of extra ball speed, who just sort of need that sort of face to flex a little bit more and get a little bit of extra pop off there.
And that's across the sole, is it? So off-centre strikes are still going to get a good amount there.
Yeah, it's all around the perimeter. Yeah. It's like that. So sort of 75% of the contact points are actually through using these power holes. So just allow that face to flex a little bit more. Quite a large head. You can see there it's quite chunky, and there's loads of offset on there as well. This is a 7 iron I've got here. Mm-hmm. So it's just sort of screaming to your game improver really. Someone who just needs a little bit of help, fight that sort of left to right, and try and get moving a little bit more to the left. But looks smart, doesn't it? It's nice. It's a nice design. It's got quite a bright finish on there as well, quite a bright chrome finish. You might get a little bit of glare off the sun on that, but you probably don't need to worry about that too much in this country. So yeah, you can kind of see who they're aimed at, see what type of. They're a distance iron, D for distance. That's that. And then for the rest of the woods range, we've also got this micro Vortex generator technology on there. This is a hybrid I've got here, which is again.
Runs through everything.
Yeah, runs through all the woods again, just aimed about getting extra ball spin. What you get with the hybrids and what you also get with the fairway woods is they're large heads. You know, they're not. The 3 wood's massive. This is the hybrid here. You can see it's quite a round and sort of like chunky size to fill you with plenty of confidence at address again. Try and get a little bit more swing speed. So that's pretty much the technology.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a job for our anonymous big hitter because you know they're not aimed at golfers of that level. I'm closer to the you know I'm.
Oh, yeah, you fall into that category.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Sorry. Mate.
I'll have a hit and yeah. Hopefully, I can have a bit of success with these. Like I say, 17 handicap. Yeah, probably falling into that game. Game improvement. I definitely need to improve my game. So hopefully, I can do that.
Okay, let's go and have a look.
Okay then, Wilson D300 7-iron. I've got a KBS Tour 80U shaft. It's a very light, quite flexible shaft. It's nice. Nice feel off the face, quite a nice sound, which I quite like. It's quite a high pitched sound. Yeah, again, really nice feel off the face, ball flight good. Like I say, with that light shaft, it's not too much hard work. So, like I say, it might go a bit high and spinny for me out on the course, particularly in the wind, but it's not too difficult to hit, which is always nice. Again, that flew quite high, that one. Again, nice and straight. So I feel like 4 shots there. All gone really nice and straight. Didn't feel like I had to put too much effort in. I've hit it all across the face, but forgiveness seems pretty good. So yeah, quite impressed with the D300 7-iron. Let's have a go with the hybrid. This is a 4 hybrid, 22 degrees. I'd be looking at about 180 yards sort of total for this club. If I'm going to pull it out on the course, that's what I'd be looking at. Not bad. Didn't quite catch all of that. Just trying a decent one. Yeah, I've tried to leather that one and yeah, it's not bad. Quite a nice sound off the face. Feels pretty good. Yeah, I've got that one turning over a bit. Yeah, it's flying nice and high. Decent carry. I could gain that, no problem. Okay, driver. So we've got a 10.5 degree head, which is a little bit too much loft for me. So we've just adjusted it here, down a degree and put it into the draw setting. There we go. Really high ball flight, but felt nice off the face. Decent sound. I think just the nature of these clubs, you know, being very light, you do feel like you can get some good swing speed out of them, which is nice. But my fear is just a little bit of losing that control, particularly with that ball flight being so high. But for who these clubs are aimed at, that could be exactly what people need. A bit of help getting speed and a bit of help getting it in the air. Yeah, just flying a little bit too high for me, but again, I like the feel off the face, I like the sound, and it is nice and easy to hit. Now obviously the reason we haven't got our anonymous big hitter hitting these is because they're not clubs aimed at people at that level. Definitely more aimed at people of my ability and above, handicap wise. Okay, yeah, so generally ball flight a little bit higher than what I'd like in a fitting. If I was having a fitting with James, there's things we could do and the settings, take a little bit more loft off, try a different shaft, a more of a lower launching shaft. But just my initial feedback is that, yeah, nice feel off the face. I like the sound. It's very easy to use, and I think that the type of golfer that this is aimed at, it is going to help them if they, need a little bit of help swinging it fast. If they need a little bit of help, getting it in the air. I do think the D300 is going to give them that. Let's go back and have a look at some of my TrackMan numbers, just so we can, digest just how the D300 clubs have been performing for me.
Okay then, James, so you've hit all 3 clubs there. So should we have a little chat about the numbers, what TrackMan's given us?
Yeah, so let's start off with the irons. 7. I just hit a few 7 irons. Didn't hit loads. I mean, like I said, I wasn't custom fit for these clubs or anything like that. It's just they've just sent us some samples. Yeah. Like I say, quite a light regular shaft. I actually think the numbers, I'm quite pleased. Considering that, get best shot there. Sort of, carry 145, total 149. That's sort of like what I'm looking for, really, with any 7 iron. If I was going to hit my own 7 iron, that's around 145 to 150 carry. That's what I'm looking for. So for a sort of off the shelf, option, that's
yeah. And the big number that's held you back there was the spin.
Yeah, it's a span up.
I mean, you said the shaft wouldn't be something that you'd normally go for. Probably
yeah,
light for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I think it's a KBS 80 shaft. I'll have to double check the weight on it, but the current shaft that I'm using, I think, is like 110. Yeah, So I like a bit of a heavier shaft with the irons. But like I say, just despite those reasons, it still performed for me okay. And I think if I was to get fitted into the right shaft, I think I could definitely gain these irons. They were forgiving because I didn't by no means sort of strike all those right out the middle of the club. Yet they've pretty much carried the sort of numbers that I want.
Yeah, your club head speed was good. Ball speed was pretty solid considering the shaft combo wasn't quite right for you.
Yeah.
So there's probably another 5 or 6 yards if you had it completely fitted for you.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah,
So yeah, impressed with the irons. And one main thing that stood out for me with irons, that I do like that sound off the face. They say that that power hole technology does help sort of get that nice sort of acoustic sound. It's quite a high pitched sort of clicky sound, but it's a nice sound. I enjoyed it. So then we moved on from the 7 iron into the 4 hybrid. Now, I'd say for me, a hybrid's a club that I probably have as much success, if not more, than sort of like any other club in the bag. And with this, what I found, and I said straight away what I was looking for, I'd be looking for like 180 yards, and pretty much getting there, carrying between 170, 175. So,
straight away, piece of string on this one, really.
Yeah, no, I quite enjoyed hitting that. Fairly consistent, just nice and easy. My swing speed there, I think, was quite decent actually for hybrid, up at 90 miles an hour, maybe a little bit faster. So
yeah, the numbers across the board are pretty good on this one, weren't they?
So club head technology coming into play or not, I'm not sure. But what I did find was I quite enjoyed hitting it, nice and easy. I was getting the numbers that I'd expect. So
in the bag,
maybe. Now finally, we moved on to the driver, which, as you know, is my nemesis golf club. Last time I played, I just didn't even take the driver out onto the course. I just hit 3-wood because I just can't rely on it. But I hit a few decent drives. First drive, 230 total. I'd be well happy with that. Yeah. Straight down the line, 230 yards. Again, the spin numbers are probably what's killing me quite a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, just a little bit high, aren't they? They're over the 3,000 mark, all of them. So
yeah,
just by having those numbers, you're not getting the max rollout.
Yeah. But yeah, again, for a non-custom fit club to get ball speeds that I've got, it's okay. If I could make that driver as it is work with a proper custom fitting, I'm sure someone like yourself could get it to work better for me.
Yeah, with the adjustability on the hosel there.
Yeah,
there's a lot we could dial in on. So
yeah, so nothing impressive by any means with the driver numbers, but literally that is just me. You're going to try and fix that for me at some point later this year. Try and get my technique a little bit better with the driver. But again, I like the sound, I like the feel. It fills you with quite a lot of confidence address, and I think it is going to work for the target audience that it's aimed at. It's light and easy to swing. It launches quite nice and high, and that spin, for some people is a good thing because it's, can keep it in the air a bit, keep it a bit straighter. Again, I'm quite impressed with the range as a whole. You know, I think Wilson. Another thing I'd just like to say is I think that the price point that Wilson clubs are at is pretty friendly.
Yeah.
That driver's coming in at 279, which still is a lot of money, but a lot of new drivers coming in at like 450, 450 plus. So anything sub 300 now for a driver is almost seen as quite cheap.
Yeah, and well worth a go, isn't it? Especially with the numbers and the adjustability there.
Absolutely, yeah. Get a driver that's right for your game. Obviously, get fit, get the right shaft. You know, you don't have to spend 450 quid if you know you're not going to really get that much out of it. So, you know, try stuff out. Try the Wilson D300 out. See how you get on.